The 32nd element on the periodic table of elements is germanium. This is Norris Teaches Science with me, Mr. Norris. This is a physical science edition video. We're still talking about some physics stuff in here in this video. If you haven't watched any of the other physics videos, make sure you go watch those. This is friction today, and that's our topic. And so your goal for this video is to say, I can describe the force of friction and how it affects the motion of objects. So what is friction? It is a force that resists motion and can cause heat. I want you to place your two hands together and move them back and forth. Well, there's friction there, and you should feel your hands warming up. That's friction. Friction allows us to walk. It allows us to drive a car. It allows us to stop a car. It allows us to play sports. Without all this stuff, you wouldn't be able to have. Without friction, you wouldn't be able to do some of the stuff you like. Now, you can reduce friction, which is good for machinery because you do want to reduce friction in machinery by using some type of lubricant. Usually it's oil. Now, there are four types of frictions. The first type of friction is called static friction. This is a friction force on stationary objects, like a book sitting on a table. If it's not moving, it has static friction. The next one's called sliding friction. It's kind of like what it says, the friction of an object sliding over a surface, like pushing a book or this penguin who's scooting along the ice. The third type of friction is called rolling friction. This is frictions of objects that are rolling, like a car tire. I can't believe I still misspelled that. Ignore my spelling there. I'm a horrible speller, or I don't know. Spell check doesn't check stuff. Or like this Kirby picture of it rolling. And the fourth types of friction is fluid friction. This is the friction acting on objects going through a fluid. Now, when you think of a fluid, you probably just think of water. Well, fluids are either liquids like H2O, liquid H2O, or it's gases like oxygen or nitrogen. Those are all fluids. So like swimming would be fluid friction or something with air resistance. So let me get my pen out. So let's ID the types of friction here. This first one, number one, what type of friction does he have? He has sliding. Picture number two, we have an airplane going through the air. Air is a type of gas, so this would be fluid friction. Next one, picture three, we have a tire rolling on the road. This would be rolling friction. All right, pause real quick, see if you can do all the other videos. All right, I'm going to count to 5, and hopefully you paused by now, and I will begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Picture 4 is rolling. Picture 5 here is fluid. Picture 6 is sliding. Picture 7, here's a hint. It's a statue. It's not going anywhere, so it's static. Picture 8 is things rolling, so it's rolling friction. And picture 9 is a table sitting there, so it's static. Now, when we talk about friction, we have to talk about something called air resistance. It is the force that slows down falling objects. So if you're sitting somewhere, get a piece of paper and you drop it and it kind of floats down. That's because air resistance is the force opposing another type of force called gravity. It allows it to float down. It's actually an upward force. Now, to have air resistance, you have to have an atmosphere, and it also depends on the surface area of the object. So take that same piece of paper, ball it up, and drop it. It's going to drop faster than just a piece of paper. All right. And air resistance is a type of fluid friction. But I hope you learned a little bit about friction today. I'm Mr. Norris, and I'm out. I'll see you in the next video.